Hey dolls, so I know it's kind of been delayed putting this video up and everything, but this is going to be my very first topic talk. I had made a video last month in November sometime about how I was going to start doing these videos maybe 3 times a month, and I know I totally got busy and stuff and I couldn't, I had so many other videos to do and things came up, and so I couldn't necessarily do them 3 times a month, but I'm just going to do them as often as I can. So with that being said, the topic that you guys actually chose, if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, I made a video called Topic Talk, and basically in the description of that video, you guys basically went to this, I always say basically in my videos, I'm sorry. You guys clicked on the link in the description box of that video, and it took you to a poll page, and on that page you got to vote what the topic was going to be for the next episode or what have you. And there were 3 topics. There was relationships, like maintaining a healthy relationship. There was body image, like bullying and things like that. And then the third one was school organization and study tips and stuff like that. And you guys actually ended up choosing, I have the results pulled up on my iPad right now, you guys actually ended up choosing the relationships and dating, so maintaining a healthy relationship. That won by 48%. So I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about that. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get on into this. Okay, so first I'll kind of just share a little bit of my personal dating experiences, and then I can kind of give a little bit of advice or tips on how to maintain a healthy relationship if things aren't working out, etc., etc. Just a little bit of advice here and there. So, I had my first boyfriend when I was 13. I was in middle school, and I was with him for a year and a half. And it was really awesome, really cool. I'm not going to give names or anything like that, but when it was right after I had graduated my middle school, so I was going into 9th grade in high school, and I was about 2 months into high school, and this guy was 2 years older than me. And so I was going to be a freshman, and he was a junior, or he was either a sophomore. Yeah, he was a junior. But anyway, so I was going into my freshman year, and a couple months after I had started my freshman year in high school, he broke up with me. And it was one of those things where he chose something else over me, like to pursue in his life, which is okay. I mean, his heart and soul was in this, but then again, you can't just toss aside a living human being. So that, we don't talk, we are not friends anymore. Like, I probably talk to him here and there, maybe once or twice after we broke up, but that's about it. I figure, if he can't at least just want to be friends. He didn't even want to be friends. He just said, hey, I'm choosing this over you, bye-bye. And for us being together for a year and a half, it was as if our relationship didn't even matter. So I just figured that he wasn't worth my time anymore. If he wanted to treat me that way, then what's the point of even associating myself with him anymore? And then my second boyfriend, I had a few months after that breakup, and that boyfriend I was with for 5 months, and that relationship turned out really, really, really bad. That is a lot of personal information. It wasn't an abusive relationship. I've never been in an abusive relationship or anything like that. I've known people who have been, but I personally have not. But that relationship, let's just say it didn't go over too well. Definitely not the guy for me. He was just too full of himself. He was very, very cocky, and he always put himself before me, and it was just horrible. And then moving on to my third boyfriend, I had a few months after that boyfriend, and my third relationship lasted 8 months, and this guy was awesome. He was very, very nice, very, very sweet. He got amazing grades in school. He was a football player. He was so awesome. He always treated me so well until towards the very end of the relationship. He started to, I don't know if he was cheating on me at that time or what, but right after we broke up, he was instantly with my best friend from middle school, and we're not friends anymore, probably because of that, and I'm pretty sure that he was cheating on me with her the whole time, but you know, I don't have any closure on that. I don't know for sure, so I can't just assume things. But the relationship wasn't working out because, put it this way, he made family plans on Valentine's Day. He told me that we had to spend Valentine's together on the 13th because he had family plans on the 14th. Who has family plans on Valentine's Day? I mean, I understand, you know, if you're single and you want to spend time with your family on Valentine's Day, and Valentine's Day isn't just about your significant other, it's about spreading love to everyone and anyone, but you're gonna make family plans on Valentine's Day? So that was a clear red flag to me that maybe something was going on, and I broke up with him like a week after that or so, and then he begged me to take him back, so I decided to, okay, well, we'll see what happens, and I just kind of, you know, did, and then it just kind of fell through from there. Like, he refused to come and see me on New Year's Eve because he thought it would be a waste of gas to come and see me on New Year's Eve and kiss me on New Year's Eve. And keep in mind, I was like 16 at the time, and he was 18. Every guy that I've dated has been 2 years older than me, except my second boyfriend. He was only 1 year older. But with dating male and female guys, girls, I believe that it's okay to date a guy who is older than you, because I'm not trying to sound sexist at all whatsoever, but in all honesty, the maturity level balances out. Anybody who knows anybody, guys can totally argue with me on this, I don't care, but in my personal experience and my personal opinion, women mature faster than men. So if you're 15 and you want to date someone who's 17, then their maturity level kind of balances out to yours to make it equivalent. Again, you can totally and completely argue with me on this, I don't care. Everyone has their own opinions in life. I'm not trying to be sexist at all. I'm just saying from my personal experiences, I've found that dating someone who might be younger than you, regardless of their sex or their age or whatever, they could act a little more immature. Now, I know that every person is different, so therefore, you know, maybe they could be 12 and be completely and totally mature about every situation in life, but it's also kind of the thing where you want to have someone in your life who is kind of a little immature here and there to make you laugh and to have a good time. You know, if you spend your whole life being so serious and caught up in being serious and just focusing only on that, sometimes you lose the fun in things. Now, I'm not talking about immature, like going playing pranks on people and stuff like that. I'm talking about like me, okay? I'm immature because I like My Little Pony and I like Hello Kitty and all this stuff, and it's just like, yeah, I can be immature that way, but at least I'm having fun with my life. So anyway, moving on to my current boyfriend. I'm trying not to make this video all about me, but I'm just giving my personal experiences and stuff. My final boyfriend is the boyfriend that I'm currently with now. He was my 4th boyfriend. We have been together for almost 5 years. We have been together since 3/14/09, hence my username. March 14th, 2009, and I seriously could not be happier. This guy is seriously the guy of my dreams. Like, he is seriously the one for me, and you know if someone's the one because you can in your brain look 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, 30 years down the road, and you physically cannot see yourself with anyone else. It's one of those things where it's just, you do not see yourself with anyone else ever in your life. And that's how you know that they're the one. Now, it all depends. Your relationship can only work if both of you feel the same way, or if both of you are willing to try. So if the girl does everything she can to, you know, maybe just randomly, spontaneously give her boyfriend a hug in the middle of public, or surprise him with a gift, or usually it's the guy who surprises the girl with the gifts, but you know what, hey, why not change it up? There's no rules saying that you can't surprise your guy once in a while with tools or something like that. Like, they would love that. I've done that before. I've surprised my boyfriend many times with, like, tools or like a jacket or something that he can make use out of, and therefore in return he kind of does the same for me. A lot of people say, oh, your boyfriend spoils you, your boyfriend spoils you. It's not the fact of him spoiling me, it's the fact that he truly loves me, and he knows that he doesn't ever have to get me anything in life. As long as I have his love, as long as he gives me his love, and as long as I give him my love, nothing else matters. It's one of those things where the person shouldn't have to, actions speak louder than words sometimes, and, it is nice to get roses or to get chocolates or something like that, but I haven't actually gotten a spur of the moment gift from my boyfriend that's like the romantic gifts, like chocolates and roses and stuff like that. I actually haven't gotten that. He surprised me with like, a pony or something like that, but he hasn't like surprised me with like roses and stuff unless it's Valentine's Day or our anniversary or a birthday or a special occasion. He never forgets though, which is awesome, and he always has something planned. We always figure out something to do for our anniversary and everything, but I had recently talked to a friend or whatever about this, and she was going through some tough times. I'm not going to name names or anything like that, but she knows who she is. She was going through some tough times where it seemed like, she was with her boyfriend for a few years or so, and he just didn't seem like he was putting in any effort anymore. It's one of those things where it kind of happens in every relationship like sometime at some point, in my personal opinion, like what I've experienced is in the beginning, yeah, it's all fun and games, it's so cool, you're getting to know each other, you're having so much fun, you're falling in love, and then once you start spending more and more and more and more and more time around the person, you're like, oh, okay, well, I don't have to do as much for them. Like, take my boyfriend and I, for example. The first year we were together, we went all out for each other's Christmas presents. I made him so many different things. I got him so many different things, and I just wanted to spoil him, because it was our first year together or whatever, and it was really fun to do that. And now this year, I'm not saying I haven't put in any effort, but I haven't put in as much. So I haven't like went all out and bought expensive things for him. I've learned to get him things he needs or wants rather than things that maybe he won't use. So I not necessarily haven't put effort in, or he hasn't put effort in. We just get each other things that we can actually use and make use out of, instead of just getting each other like, oh, here's, I don't know, I can't even think of a good example right now. Like, something like, I have no idea. It's something that like has to have like sentimental value. You want to give the other person something that has sentimental value. Sorry, I'm talking. I don't know where my thoughts went. I kind of had to stop my camera and switch out my battery, so now I totally lost my train of thought. So please excuse me with that. But anyway, it takes two in the relationship. If you really, really love the person and you seriously do care about the person and you're putting in all the effort as you can, but the other person isn't putting in so much effort, my suggestion would be to, if you truly honestly believe that you are if you truly honestly believe that they are the one for you and you don't see yourself with anyone else, and they have told you that you are the one for them, maybe take a break from each other. Not a break up, but just a little break. This is what happened with the girl that I was recently just telling you guys about, that recently had talked to me, and she was having troubles and it didn't seem like he cared as much anymore. My advice to her was to give him some time. Don't answer his phone calls, don't answer his texts, don't reply to him. Let him alone, and he'll realize how much he misses you in his life, and he'll realize that you are the one for him, and then he'll come back and she is actually now back in a relationship now. Same relationship, same guy. He came back to her, and I guess she is happier than she's ever been in her relationship. They've gone for like a month and a half without arguing or anything. He really had a wake-up call. It's one of those things where you kind of just want to open the other person's eyes, not necessarily break up with them and be rude about it or anything like that and be, oh, it should be all about me. It's one of those things where sometimes the other person needs time to theirself, time to think, time to learn to appreciate what they have in front of them. And that's what happened with her. Is he came back, and now he randomly just surprises her with kisses in public, and he randomly tells her he loves her, and it is just amazing and so cool, and I feel so thankful to be able to help out. So, girl, if you're watching this, that is completely and totally amazing. I'm so happy I could help you, and that is just so awesome, you know? So anyway, as far as, if you are in an abusive relationship, get out. I mean, as scary as it may seem, you know, they may, give you death threats and stuff if you're gonna run away or leave or something like that. But seriously, get out of it, whether it means leaving town, whether it means making a new start in a completely different state, whatever it is, get out of it. Make sure they can't find where you are if you are seriously at risk. I know it's really scary sometimes because they will threaten you. You know, if you leave me, I'll come and find you and kill you, and it's just terrifying, especially if you have children involved. I've known a few people who have struggled with this, and the girl that I recently know who actually struggled with this, she did. She was in this abusive relationship for 5 or 6 years, and maybe even 7, and she finally got the courage enough to leave, and she left, and now she is where he can't come and find her and stuff, and it's good because she's safe. The kids are not in danger, and, you know, it's really scary. But if you are in an abusive relationship, don't go back. I mean, it's just one of those things where, you know, if you go back, I don't know, it's your life. You have the right to step away and say, no, this is too much. No, I can't do this. You have the right to walk away, and you probably more than likely deserve someone so much better. So why not go out and not necessarily look for, but why not go out, get away from the nonsense, and find someone who will treat you right, you know? Don't if someone is ever starting to be rude or obnoxious or get physical with you and you don't want them to, get out of it, because if they're going to do it a little bit then, what makes you think they're not going to do it again? You know? So, enough about that. I kind of don't want to touch too much on the abusive relationship topic because it is very... But anyway, on a more positive note, how you guys can, you know, avoid arguments and avoid fighting. Now, when I say fighting, I'm not talking about physically or abusive. I'm talking about arguing or disagreeing, maybe yelling at each other, anything along those lines. Basically, what you do is you just sit down and talk. Yes, I have gotten in fights with my boyfriend. We have argued several times. But arguing is healthy to a point, because arguing shows that just because the other person thinks one thing doesn't mean you're going to change the way of your thinking just to suit them, which is good because you don't detour from who you are. Say we disagree on, I don't know, this is really stupid, but say we disagree on what color the sky is. Okay, say I say it's green and my boyfriend says it's purple. You know, I'm not going to say, oh yeah, it's purple, just to agree with him, because what if I truly honestly believe it's green? I mean, it's obviously not, but this is the closest example I could come up with. Okay, on the spot, I'm sorry, I should have had a piece of paper and wrote all this out. But anyway, don't change the way you think or tell the other person that you think the same way as they do when you truly don't, because then they don't know who you are as a person. Does that make sense? So, I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, but never stray away from who you are as a person in order to please someone else. There. That's what I was trying to get out there. But yeah, I mean, it's one thing if you're arguing and arguing all the time. If you're arguing 24/7, you gotta question yourself as if you are really truly happy with the person. If you have so much in common, you shouldn't argue as often, I would think, but every relationship is different. Just, if you don't agree with them, just sit down and explain why. Don't start screaming, don't start yelling, don't start pitching a temper tantrum or pitching a fit or anything like that. Just sit down and talk to them. And sometimes, with my boyfriend, he doesn't like to sit down and talk. He's the type of person who just wants to walk away from it all and forget it. Which is good and bad in a way. It's good because he's just like, okay, I just don't want to think about it. I don't want to talk about it. I'm just done. He just walks off and is a bigger person, which is great. But at the same time, it's bad because if you don't sit down and talk it out, then it's just going to come up again. And that's one of those things where it will maybe cause another argument later on down the road, whether it be the next day, the next month, the next year, whenever it is. It could be that same exact topic could come up again, and you guys could say, oh, well, I talked about that to you then, why won't you listen to me now, blah, blah, blah. And it's just, it's kind of good to walk away, but at the same time, you seriously need to be mature about it, sit down and talk it out. And I can't remember if there was anything else that I wanted to talk about, but I could make another topic talk about more relationship stuff if you guys want to know. If you do have any relationship advice questions and things like that, my Ask FM is always open. I try to reply to everyone that I can. If you seriously have relationship questions or advice that you need help on, I can try and help out the best that I can. I would love to. And I'm sorry this video wasn't so helpful, but if it did, please give it a thumbs up if it did help some of you. And like I said, if you have any questions that were not answered in this video or anything like that, feel free to go on my ask.fm. It's at Amanda31409, and just ask me questions. And the cool thing about Ask FM is you can ask anonymously. So if you want to ask me a personal question, just download the app for free, make a quick account, ask me anonymous, and you can, talk to me and I'll be there for you. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Click the first link in the description box below to vote for next time's topic. I'm going to keep the other two up. I'm going to keep the school up, and I'm going to keep the body image up, and I'll add in a third one, but the third one will be a surprise, so you have to click the link below. I could just do relationships again and kind of just go off of what I was talking about now, but I'm actually going to switch it up, and maybe I'll do the relationship one a little bit later on. So if you want to see what the third surprise topic is that you guys can vote on, go ahead and click the first link in the description box. It'll take you to a page, vote for which one you want, and I will do my next topic talk as soon as I get around to doing it. I'm sorry this video was super long, and I will talk to you all in my next one. Okay, so until then, I almost forgot to do my outro. So long, stay strong, stay true, and be you. That's another thing, is if you truly love the person, or if you want to be with that person, be yourself. That's how you get a girl to like you. That's how you get a guy to like you. You be yourself, because the purpose of dating someone is spending the rest of your life with them. And if you're going to put on an act and not be yourself, then they're not going to fall in love with you. They're going to fall in love with the person that you're pretending to be. So remember to never stray away from who you are, and just remember that there is someone out there for everybody. Doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter your race, doesn't matter your gender, whatever. You will find someone for you. And sometimes it's not all about looking. Sometimes it's all about fate. That's what happened with me and my boyfriend. If you guys want to know how me and my boyfriend actually met and how we first met each other and everything like that, I will go ahead and post the link to the video that I made explaining how we met and our story and everything like that in the description box below. It'll be the second link, so you guys can go there if you want to know how I met my boyfriend and the process of everything and how long we were friends before we started dating and just everything along those lines. So feel free to check that out. And yes, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Sorry it was super long, but I will talk to you in my next one. Okay, bye!